Hello, my beautiful friends. It's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. I don't know why I'm raising my arms like this, but it just felt like a good stretch. My mid back, my shoulders from working a paint roller and crouching into lower corners and trying to get behind the plumbing of a toilet with the paintbrush and paint without dripping, spilling, caused me to have all these knots in my body. I digress. Let's get on with today's Divine Daily Blast. Here we go. We are in an angel numerology number 22 day today. Number 22 is actually a master number. It represents the ability to turn grand visions into spiritual dreams. Done. Career and success is also highlighted on a 22 day. It does reduce to a 4, but I like seeing these master numbers shown in their brilliance. 11, also known as 1111, 22, 33, sometimes 44. It just brings, well, of course, dates don't go 30. I've never seen a date add up to 33. But anyway, it also gives power to the numerology science itself. Anyway, on a 22 day, it's time to trust your intuition, and today's message is all about that. And what do you do when you see 22? Define your goals. Get clear and definite about what you want to achieve. The 22 is a large scale ambition. Big. Take action. Go beyond dreaming about it. Start building the foundational plans. And then be very diplomatic. 22 also talks about diplomacy to resolve conflicts in your personal and professional life. Me personally, I think it also means be discerning of who you share your plans and your goals and your dreams with. Some people want to covet what it is you got going on. Other people want to celebrate what it is you want to go, and they want to help. So who are you sharing your dreams and stuff with? My isms. I'm on my path and say yes to my destiny now. Things are always working out for me. And I am stepping into my destiny right now. Your destiny is where your heart, your passion, your intellect goes. Your destiny is where you're led to. Your destiny is where your dreams, your wishes want to take you. There's your destiny. And many times we're really not sure what our destiny is. And at different times during our life, we can find them changing, but we're still always on this pathway to success. Things always work out. Even when they feel like they're going down the side, going off on a detour, somehow they back themselves around and come out. These two seem very similar. Anyway, the moon today is in Libra, my friends, according to Yasmin Boland's daily diary. The lunar nodes, southern node, northern node, I was learning about those a little bit yesterday. The north node is in Pisces. Forgot where the south node is. I think it may be in Sagittarius. But they're triggered today under this Libra moon. Now, whether or not you believe in free will or destiny, there's a strong feeling that things are meant to be today. There's also some grumpy people that don't quite get that. So be mindful of the grumpies. Smile at them. That's it. So all you got to do is smile. Lighten the load. Lighten. You don't have to say a word. They're grumpy. They're grumpy. Let them be grumpy. Message from Archangel Zadkiel. As the Archangel of Forgiveness, I can free you from unhealthy ties to the past that keep you from living in joy. I forgive all prior conflicts in my life. I release the past in favor of peace and healing. Peace and healing. That's really important, I think, at this time. Archangel Jophiel. She's going to be with us all week long. Now, it's said that Archangel Jophiel is the keeper of the keys to the Garden of Eden. She's also known as the beauty of God. She's also known for the flowers, the wildlife, nature. But her message for all of us is to weed out our thoughts. And my thoughts are seeds that blossom. Where have your thoughts been? And where can your thoughts take you? Are your thoughts limited or limitless? Are your thoughts thinking about opportunities, thinking about what's possible, or are you stuck in the thinking that somehow you've been wronged? So, Joan of Arc, very prevalent in the 15th century, driving the British out of France in the Battle of Orleans. She's talking about sacred activism. She's saying, don't be afraid to stand up for your beliefs. Joan of Arc was said to have been a visionary. She was said to have been able to see and hear the words of Archangel Michael and God as early as age 13. And she convinced the French army to let her get involved in resolving the conflict, or rather getting into battle with the British to drive them out of France. Apparently that's what Archangel Michael and God was telling her to do. Now, her message for all of us is to stand in our power, not to be combative to the point of denouncing somebody else's power. However, standing up for what you believe, standing up for what you see, standing up for what you know, and going after really unity and justice for everybody. She's with us all week long. So whatever conflicts are going on, reach into your inner self, ask for help from your higher self, your guides, your angels, and how can I best resolve these issues? Louise Hay's daily diary has an affirmation. I lovingly tend to the garden of my mind. See, it goes back to all these thinking. And I pull out the negative weeds and make room for positive affirmations to grow. And here we have our horse, a dapple grey horse. Looks like they're standing in a cherry blossom grove. Quite lovely. Pink and pale grey. Beautiful colours together. Oh, I should say, it's Memorial Day. So, time to celebrate the memories of those who either served for our greater good and protection, or the memory of those who lived a really good life and have now ascended into spirit. Now, here we have a soldier in the form of the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands shows this soldier naked and cloaked, having fought a good fight, having pushed forward in battle. And the card sort of talks about resilience, endurance, battle tested, if you will. And it signifies that we're nearing the end of a long struggle. And you might feel exhausted. You could even feel defensive. And this card is encouraging us to stand our ground and keep pushing forward no matter how much the naysayers say you're crazy. Particularly the naysayers who think that this is a little off. You know, we're going through a period where there are many people that really don't know what the resolution is, really don't know what the answer is, really don't know what's around the corner. But it doesn't stop them having an opinion about something. And usually for me, my answer is to listen generously and sometimes not respond. You can say, I'll get back to you. I don't have a response. I'm not really sure. This is sort of in a way. Now, if I'm asked, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? There's 3 ways to answer. How does my mind think and feel about it? How does my heart feel and think about it? And what do I need to know about all of this? Fairies, fairies everywhere, thanks for being with us today. Bring us a blessing that pulls all this together so everybody has a wonderful message to go with. Laughter. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so I just got through saying what would happen if someone would ask your opinion and someone would ask what you think about something, and then the laughter card shows up. I don't know, sometimes it is not appropriate to go into fits of the giggles, but sometimes it is appropriate to go into fits of the giggles, particularly when you're being asked a question that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm hoping I'm making sense of that. Laughter lifts a vibration. Laughter makes everybody feel good. And even when there's satirical kind of humour, it is also appropriate. When you see groups of children at play, they are usually laughing and giggling. In a group, you may remember times in your childhood, grade school, even adulthood, where something or someone finds something comical. The next thing you know, your neighbour's giggling and chuckling, particularly when you're in a crowded room when you're not supposed to be, like assembly or a funeral, or somewhere that you're not really meant to giggle and laugh out loud, but you do anyway. And I can remember many times where I've started thinking this is just too crazy, too nutty, too off the wall. And particularly when I'm wanting to really make sense of something. So laughter today may be your best medicine. What can you do? No, don't overthink it. Don't try to, but can you think of something in your life that made you just laugh out loud? You hurt your ribs giggling. I've got many really close, loving, kind friends. I am reminded of one of my best friends when we were making jewellery. We were trying to make these Chandu bracelets they were selling for $200 and $300, and we went to a jewellery class and they give you 2 threads and then a bunch of beads and then these long needles. And you're meant to thread a bead and you twist it and they sort of slot down onto these 2 threads. I ended up sewing my waistcoat to this whole thing and got tangled up. And then the lady that was helping the class, a rather large woman, was meandering her way through these rows of people. And it was a challenge. And we found the whole thing too funny. And we just were like, I asked this person to help me finish this piece of jewellery because I was getting a bit tired of it. And my friend is saying, somebody please help him because if he goes home with these 2 needles and this thread, he's going to sew himself to his bed sheets. And we just had the fits of the giggles. You kind of had to be there. You sort of had to do that. We can all think of times when we've been on this journey before they ever had MapQuest or GPS or any of those things, and you've taken a wrong turn. And rather than get upset, we've taken the wrong turn, we've gone the wrong way, you just start giggling about it. It's just silly. It's just, okay, so So we're not going in the right direction. What does it matter? Now, if somebody reaches for the wrong box of hair color, decides to color somebody's hair, and all of a sudden it comes out a different color, that's not funny. That's not right. However, telling the story later about the person not paying attention and this is what happened there is a comical side to it. Anyway, my friends, have a great day today. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and doing all you do, and I will see you tomorrow. Much love. Bye for now.